Hey everyone, and welcome back to Kay's Place. How are you all doing today? So as promised, I am here with a DIY. We are going to be making a vanity tray. So let me get started by telling you what we're going to need. Most of the products are from the Dollar Tree. I did pick up two things that were not, and I picked those up from Hobby Lobby. One of those you can pick up from Walmart or any place else, but one of them I did pick up from Hobby Lobby. So let's get started. First, you're going to need two of these, oops, sorry about that glare, 8x10 photo frames. I did pick up the ones that are a little chunkier. These have the white mat in them. Like I said, you are going to need two of these. I did go ahead and remove the plastic ahead of time. This is totally optional. I picked up a can of the Krylon Color Master Paint and Primer Cover Max in Nickel Satin. I'm just going to go over this with it. It does kind of fix up these little, in the corners, you can kind of see the corners right here on these. It fixes that up and it takes care of any of the little nicks and scratches and things you can see on the frames. So I went ahead and picked that up. Or you can paint it whatever color you choose. Everything in my bedroom on my vanity is kind of a silver color. They don't make a silver unless you want to do silver leaf or a shiny silver. So I picked up the brushed nickel because I think it's a really pretty color. I would have picked up rose gold. I love rose gold, but nothing on my vanity is that color. So from Michael's, in the wood section where they have like all the little wooden boxes and things like that you can do, they have, it's called Wood Pile Established Fund 2014. They have like little feet and embellishments that you can put on the wood boxes. And I picked up these little tiny, hope you can see them, these little tiny feet here. They are $2.99. If you use the 40% off coupon, I think it takes it down to like $1.79. So, and when I bought this paint, I happen to have gotten it at Hobby Lobby. It's regularly $5.99, and I got it the week of Labor Day, and they had a 30% off sale on it. So I think it cost me $4.19 for the big can. And all of their Krylon paint was on sale that week. So, same price as it would have been at Walmart. But you can choose to leave it just this color and it would be perfectly fine. And the feet are totally optional. I just happened to pick them up because I wanted to make it stand up a little further, and I am going to spray paint these also. You'll also need a pair of scissors and some pliers. We will need some E6000, which I left downstairs, but that's going to be later on. And I am going to put some pictures in between the two pieces of glass at a later step. So I printed out some pictures. I'm going to show you how to do two themes. One of our subscribers had actually asked me to do this video. So I actually printed out some pictures to show her how they would look. And they are some music from an artist that she likes. So I printed those out to show her how those would look. But I am actually going to do mine in a Paris theme. So I printed out some Paris pictures to do kind of a Paris collage on mine. And then I also have some brown ink that I am going to kind of distress the edges with. And I actually left that in the other room also. But when we come back for the next part of that, I will have that with me. So you'll need E6000 or another sturdy type of glue. I think Dollar Tree has a type of glue called Fix-It or Fix-All, and that works the same as E6000, and you can pick that up for $1 at Dollar Tree, or you can use the E6000. So the first thing you're going to want to do is flip your frames over, and we are going to, let me angle the camera down just a little bit here. There we go, because you don't need to see me for this part. We are going to pull up those little prongs and then take the back off and take the paper out. And you'll notice this frame has a mat, and the mat has a foam piece in here, and we definitely want to keep this. You want to keep all of the pieces out of your frame. And just set those off to the side. Want to remove your glass. Be very careful with that. Set that off to the side. Okay. Then you're going to do the exact same thing on your other frame. Oops. Just remove all of those pieces and put them off to the side. You are going to need both pieces of that glass, so be very careful. Make sure nothing happens to it. So now, if for one of your frames, doesn't matter which one, you're going to take your pliers or just your hands, whichever one you want, and gently pull out those pieces around your frame. And I say very gently because this is kind of a little pressed board here. So you just want to kind of, if you can, they actually are in there straight. So if you can, just look at them and just push them. If you kind of, see if I can get it up here. If you just push them back out straight like I'm out of frame. There we go. If you kind of push them back out straight like that, and then you just pull them out straight, they come right out without any trouble at all. So here we go. Let's just pull these on out real quick. Just push those other three back up there. Okay. All right, now that those are all out, we can just throw those away. And so now you're ready to spray paint these. And I recommend spray painting these before you glue them together, because we want to make sure we get all the little nooks and crannies because of the way this is going to go together. So now I'm going to put you on pause and take you outside, and we're going to spray paint these, and then we will wait for them to dry and come back and do the next step. So I'll see you again in just a few minutes. So we'll be back in just a few minutes and we'll head outside, and my husband is actually going to help. I am going to film and he's going to spray paint. So we'll be back shortly. Thanks. Okay, so now we're going to start spray painting these frames. So you want to make sure you spray paint them in light, even strokes so that the spray paint doesn't drip. And you also want to make sure that you get the inside of those frames, because that's part of what's going to be showing. And then, like I said before, the only other thing you want to do is make sure you paint the little feet on your thing. And since I showed you how to paint the other part, I'm just going to go ahead and paint these off camera. And just make sure you do these the exact same way. You're just going to do them in light, even strokes, making sure that you get all the sides and the bottoms. Really no need to get the inside portions. Just make sure you get all the parts that you're going to be able to see. So, alright, I'm going to turn the camera off now, and we will see you again when all this stuff gets dry so we can put it together. See you soon. Bye. Well, hey everybody, welcome back. So we've gotten everything spray painted and dried, and this is what they look like. Both pieces. And our feet are completely spray painted and dried. So now we're ready to move on to the next part. So I did get a piece of scrapbook paper, and I went ahead and cut that. I used the cardboard piece as a template, and I cut this piece of pink and white scrapbook paper as my background. And I did go ahead and cut out my pictures that I was going to put as in my thing on my paper. I went ahead and cut those out, and I tore the edges because I kind of wanted it to look like something that was kind of old and that I put pictures in there. So I went ahead and tore the edges and kind of crinkled the paper up. So I saved one. And I mean, it's really simple. All I really did was I just took the paper, and I did use kind of a heavier weight paper when I did this, just so that it was a little firmer. So I used a little heavier weight copy paper, not cardstock, just a little heavier weight copy paper. And I did not make it so that the pictures would cover up the entire page. I made it so that some of the scrapbook paper would show through. So I didn't want it so that all of the paper would be covered up. I mean, you can do that if you want. I just chose not to. So after I tore some of the edges, basically what I did is I just kind of took it and folded it over a few times. Maybe ripped it in a spot. Just made it look a little aged. So then what we're going to do is I have a brown ink pad. This is just a Target ink pad. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the edges of the ink pad and kind of take the paper and just ever so lightly with the brown ink kind of scrape that across there. And then I also have a paper towel over here. I can kind of take and dab off the excess ink, because you don't want a whole lot of ink on there. You just want a little bit on there, just so it looks a little aged, a little weathered. So and that was all I was doing. I'm just taking the edges of the paper. And if you wanted to do it in a different color, you could edge your paper in gold if you wanted to. Whatever, you know, whatever you wanted to edge your paper in. I just thought the brown would kind of give it kind of an aged look. So that was kind of what I was going for. So see if we can't get through this kind of quick, like, so you're not with me all night. Make this video too long. So there you go. So, but yeah, this project has been really a lot of fun for me. I probably would have never thought to do it if it wasn't for a subscriber actually asking for my help with something. And so I probably never would have thought to do it that's why I'm always telling you guys, if there's something you want help with or something you'd like to see me do, please ask. A lot of times I just wouldn't think to do something. I wouldn't think you all would want to see that or had any interest in it unless you'd ask. Because I think some things have just been done to death on YouTube. So, but then again, you know, maybe it's just my perspective and maybe I've just seen it a bunch of times. It doesn't necessarily mean everybody has, or you may need to see a fresh perspective on something, so. But I've really enjoyed doing this project. It's been a lot of fun for me. So, and I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you try it, and I hope you like it. So, all right. So we're done with that. So basically the edges of the paper just look a little bit more worn. You can't really see all the white where we tore it. So just in case I decide that I want to change my project out a little bit, I decided to use these glue dots from the Dollar Tree. These are the removable glue dots. So I decided to use these. You can glue it down permanently. I just decided in case I decided to change what was in my frame, in my vanity tray, I would use these. So now you're just kind of going to decide where you want to place your pictures. You know, so it's really up to your personal preference. And I'm not gonna like go through here and like super glue these things down real well. I'm just kind of gonna put a couple glue dots on each one of these pictures so that I can get them in kind of a position on here so that they stay for me to show you all, kind of give you all an idea of, you know, how it should look when you do yours. So I hope everybody is having a good day, has had a good day. It's getting later in the evening, so we had a very busy day. So, but like I said, this project has been a ton of fun for me. I really enjoyed it, and I really think I'm actually going to enjoy the vanity tray. I'm actually looking forward to putting it on my dresser and using it. So, now I've got the glue dots placed on the back of the, I don't know if you can see it, you can probably see a little shimmer of the sheen of the back of the thing, the paper. So, I'm just going to peel these off and start placing these on the paper. So what I would suggest is there's a mat that came with the picture frame. When you go to place these, I suggest you take the mat and place it down over top of the paper. And keep in mind that your pictures need to fall within that mat. So I always try to kind of use the mat as a guide as to where I kind of want to lay everything down at. As a matter of fact, I have a pencil off to the side over here. Sorry about that, went out of frame for a second there. And you can just put the mat down on the paper and mark where your corners are on your paper. Just a little pencil line kind of there. That way you kind of know where your top and bottom and sides are. That way you can take the mat back off. And that way you kind of know where you're working at. You kind of know where you have to stop and start and so on and so forth. That way you don't have to have that mat laying there. And you kind of have an idea of where everything is and where it lays at, and like I said, so on and so forth. I did try to kind of put my bigger pictures down first and then overlap my smaller pictures. I think that's probably your best bet. But it is your project, and you do it however you see fit and however you think it's best and however you think it looks best. You can also just take and put just plain old scrapbook paper in here. A really pretty piece of scrapbook paper in the bottom of this would look just as beautiful. So, okay, so I don't really like where that's sitting at. I'm gonna put it right here instead. Okay. I think I probably need one more picture in here. Maybe I'll print one out later to put on there. But that's kind of what it looks like right now. So with the mat around it, it's gonna kind of look like this. So like I said, I didn't want to use up the entire space, but that's kind of what it looks like. So now let's get into building our frame. So the piece that you took the pegs out of earlier today, we're going to glue that just like this onto the frame that has the pieces still inside of it. It's going to get glued just like this. So I'm going to tilt the camera down because you don't need to see me, you want to see what's going on down here. I'm going to bring you in just a little bit closer so you can kind of see what's going on. Sorry about that. All right, so here we go. All right, so I'm going to use a little E6000 and hot glue. That way we can, for filming purposes, that way it'll go just a little bit faster. So I'm going to put the E6000 down first. Like I said, you can also use the Fix It from the Dollar Tree. It will work as well. It doesn't take a lot of this E6000. Keep in mind, it is some powerful stuff. So you're not having to use a ton of it. And I'm just kind of going, just lightly going over the frame. And if you do get some that bleeds out, all you have to do is wipe that off. You don't need to worry about it. It'll just wipe right off with a wet rag. Okay. back over here to the side. So actually we have another thing we're going to end up having to glue on, but I think we can glue that on with hot glue and we should be okay, and that's just the feet. So I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. With that said, have a great Friday night and we will see. Hey everyone, so we're back and our frame is completely dried. So it's all one piece now. So now we're going to go ahead and put the glass in, and then the last thing we'll do is attach the feet because they're going to have to dry overnight as well because we're going to use E6000 to attach them, or I am. If you want, you can use hot glue to attach it. I just prefer to use the E6000 because I think it's a little sturdier. And you can use hot glue to attach the frames together. I just think the E6000 worked a whole lot better. So, okay. So the first thing you're going to do is you saved all of your glass. So you're going to take one piece of glass and you're going to go ahead and gently put that in your frame. Let me angle you all down here so you can see what's going on. You don't need to see me, you want to see this. There we go. So we've got that first piece of glass in there now. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this mat and you're going to go ahead and place the mat down. Now, depending on how much room you want in between here, you could go ahead and place both of those mats in there. That's going to give you a lot of room in there. So you could actually do that. I think one is sufficient for what I'm doing and how much room I want in there. So then I'm going to take my collage that I made yesterday right here. And I'm just going to take it and put it upside down and place that in there. To give it a little more stability, I am going to take this and put it with the cardboard side down. I'm going to take the other piece of glass. I'm going to sandwich it between the two pieces of glass. And fit that down in there. And just to protect this piece of glass, I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of the backing of the frame back over top of it. And then you're going to fold those little pegs back over. It is kind of a snug fit, but not too snug. I mean, you still have plenty of room. Okay, so when you flip it back over, it looks like this. Oops, sorry, you can kind of see the reflection of my dining room table, my light up there. So it looks like this. And then we're gonna flip this back upside down. And let me grab my feet. They're in a little basket over here to the side, where I kind of stowed them away yesterday. So we're going to grab our feet, and you just kind of want to get them where you kind of put them on there and look at them, make sure you have them where you want them. Because you're going to let this dry upside down overnight. Okay. So I am actually going to take everything back out of my frame because I want to make sure that I don't get glue on anything. No, you know what? I think it's fine. I think I'll just go ahead and leave it. So I'll go ahead and leave it just like that. I think it'll be okay. So I'm gonna take my E6000. If I can get it open. I'm telling you, when this stuff dries, it dries, and my hands are not as strong as they used to be. Whew. Let's find a little scratch piece of paper laying around here. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to put the E6000 right on the actual foot of the thing here. I'm going to go all the way out to the side. There we go. That's it. And it was glue all over me. There we go. And then I'm just going to seat that down right there. Really good. Okay. And then just do the next one. The only thing I have against E6000 is that it comes out so fast. I don't know why it comes out so fast. This is the liquidiest adhesive I have ever seen. So it doesn't seem to matter whether I want a little bit or not. It just comes out all of its own accord. There we go. Stick that one down on there. Ouch. So I'm going to take the other one and get the adhesive on there. I'm trying to put a thin coat on here so it doesn't take forever for it to dry, but E6000 and I just do not seem to be able to manage that. So then I'll take this one and get it on there right. Okay. One more to go. So it's definitely a project you have to do in steps. So as long as you don't mind letting it sit and dry, or if you want to do it in hot glue, I don't have that much faith in somebody not knocking this over or knocking it around on my dresser. If I did have better faith in that, I probably would have done it in hot glue, but yeah. People walk around my dresser like it is invincible. So there we go. Alrighty, now that I have glue all over my hands again, it took me all day to get all of it off from yesterday. I swear I'm like a kid when I play with glue. Okay. And E6000 is, I mean, it is not going to set up until tomorrow. So I would turn it over, but it's not going to be set up until tomorrow. So I will come back tomorrow when this is all set up and flip it over and show you exactly what it looks like, all dried. And there we go. So I will come back when all this is dry tomorrow and flip it over and put something on top of it and show you exactly what it looks like. So until then, I will see you tomorrow. Hey everybody, so overnight our feet dried, so they're on there really nice and secure. And this morning I did add a little touch. This is purely decorative and only if you want to. On the inside of the frame, you can see in there, on that little ledge on the inside of the vanity tray, I added a little roll of diamond wrap, just so it didn't look so bare down inside there. So if that is something you wanted to do, I just took the E6000 and I took a butter knife, believe it or not, and I put some E6000 on a little paper plate, and I took a butter knife and I spread it around that edge really careful, and then I placed the diamond wrap down there. So the long edge is 52 of those little gems, and the short edge is 43. So I counted them for you just in case it was something you wanted to do. So I figured I'd show you kind of what it looks like all set up. Hold on just a second. I grabbed a couple. I didn't bring anything of mine upstairs, so I went into my mother-in-law's room. She sleeps upstairs. And I grabbed a couple of things off of her vanity. So let's see here. Angle the camera down a little bit here for you. Sorry about that. You're seeing my hand there. So that's kind of what it looks like all set up and done, and what it would look like sitting on your dresser or vanity table or whatever you might have it on. So I think it turned out pretty nice. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. So it is a step, it is a project. You know, it does take a few days to complete. Because everything has to set up and dry. Like I said, you're more than welcome to use hot glue on these. I used the E6000 because I wanted it to last a little bit longer. I did in one spot actually chip the paint off of here. Totally my fault. But I did actually chip the paint off of it the other day when I was doing something to it. So I hope you guys like this DIY. You'll have to let me know in the comments what you guys thought. To my subscriber who requested it, I hope this helped you out some. If not, you know how to get in touch with me, and I can help you out on the layout of your project if it didn't help you. I hope it did. I hope this fit the bill for what you needed. So if you're not yet subscribed, if you are subscribed, I do greatly appreciate each and every one of you. You mean the world to me. I say that every time, and you really do. All of your all's support means so much to me. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. We have a very small little family, but we're growing, and I take each and every one of your all's comments very seriously. And if there's something you'd like to see on the channel, please let me know. If it's a craft, I love to paper craft, but even if it's a DIY and there's something that you'd like to see, let me know. I'd more than happily, if I don't, you know, if I can't figure it out, I'll think on it and I'll try to figure it out for you, and we'll get it done. We'll figure it out. And if you need it done with Dollar Tree products so it's affordable, we'll get it done that way. But we'll get it done. So let me know. But I'd really like for you to subscribe and be part of our family here at Kay's Place. My name is Dana again. If you are subscribed, please hit that little bell over to the side, and that'll notify you each and every time that I upload a new video, so that you'll be up to date on what all's going on the channel. And there is a giveaway going on for a planner. Please check out that video. And so, like I said, I hope you all like this DIY. You'll have to let me know down in the comments if you all undertake this. If you all decide to try making this, please take a picture and post it in the comments and let me know how your all's turned out. I'd love to see it. I'm always excited to see how your all's projects turn out as well. If you all are doing some type of project, or if you try one of my DIYs, I would love to see it. Please post it in the comments. So, I guess that's it for today. I will see you all later on. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for stopping by. And as always, God bless and be safe. Bye.